Hello there, once again everyone. Today is gonna be spanning a multitude of days, as it's the day we wrap up this series. I think I've done just about all of the early game stuff that I've wanted to, and now begins the real grind, right? For one, I really need to build out the house, which is probably the easiest part, but the two parts that aren't gonna be easy is one part, actually. In order to get power, which is one of the main goals I set out for myself, we need level 4 in electrical. Currently, we only have level 2, which seems pretty good, but you gotta realize in order to reach level 4 electrical, we need to get another 300 XP for level 3, and once we reach level 4, that changes to like 750, dude. Which is more than the 3 combined just about. It's going to be hellish, so we're gonna be doing a whole lot of electronic disassembly. On top of that, we are gonna be grinding our metalworking, which means I need to clear out as many buildings as possible to disassemble the televisions. It's not gonna be too fun of a watch, so that is why I am gonna switch over to a more highly edited version of me, where I'm gonna be talking in post describing Sammy's journey. Hopefully it goes well. I have no idea because, you know, I'm obviously here right now giving you the blurb. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy Sammy's journey into developing her own little lifestyle on top of a roof. It's gonna take a lot of time, so I really hope you guys enjoy it. Okay, with that, it's finally time to get work done. So, to start off my massive 7-hour journey, I used up the rest of the planks I had to build out the flooring of my home on the second story. Obviously, it wasn't enough to complete the build, but things were looking pretty good so far. We read a carpentry book for the rest of the day. We then woke up bright and early, finishing the book. After that, it was time to get even more planks, so I disassembled buttloads of furniture and flooring. This took a couple of in-game days disassembling and lugging the planks back to the pile. The house construction was a go once again, up until we had run out of another resource, nails. That was a bit of a problem. Instead of ripping my hair out pulling nails out from floorboards, I seeked to find a box of them. Knowing we had a sledgehammer, I set my eyes on the massive Pizza World building. We could easily use a sledgehammer to safely make an entrance into the building on the second story. I would set off on this plan tomorrow. Waking up bright and early, I prepped the weapons we had acquired throughout the series, grabbed the sledgehammer, and maneuvered my way to the roof shelf I was going to enter. I decided to go the long way around, wrapping around a corner to give me more space should there be a lot of zombies inside. Soon after, I smashed down the wall. Thankfully, I didn't attract too many undead with the swings, so I led the few back that did hear me and killed them instantly. It was at that moment I decided to create a rooftop trap to try and lead zombies into the water without having to kill them personally, saving my very needed stamina. The plan was pretty simple. I would use a sledgehammer to smash down floors in a snaking, long, narrow path, with the hope that zombies would slip and fall trying to path towards my location. Sadly, the sledgehammer made quite a bit of noise, so we did have to kill some zombies in between smashing out the flooring. But very soon, I finished it and decided it was time to test the trap. I shouted and shot my shotgun. It attracted the whole lot of them, but at the same time, the zombies navigated my maze flawlessly, putting my plan out of complete whack and putting me in an extremely bad situation. So bad, I almost died, and in order to avoid the sprinter that was on my back, I took the last resort option. I jumped into the water. This was especially dangerous because Sammy was over-encumbered and exhausted as is, but it was the correct call overall, as the rest of the zombies threw themselves into the water trying to reach me, saving me most of the fight. I slowly waded up to the sheet rope and climbed back up, unharmed. I then killed the rest of the undead with my shotgun, clearing out the inside once and for all. Sadly, the location was just a singular bowling alley. Regardless, we did find some nice supplies, in particular a saw, even more books, a few lighters, and canned supplies. This was a massive morale hit though, as there was not a single nail in sight, but at the very least it provided future planks. Then we found a back room, which was a bit more promising. We had found some tools, 5 nails, and a crowbar. The crowbar was actually really nice for a future build, as it allowed us to pick up certain objects like windows and flooring. After that, I decided it was time to deconstruct the counters for free resources and XP, head home, and think up a new strategy. Over a solid night's rest, I decided to not go overboard with the plans. I instead looked at the construction lot right next to my home. There were only a handful of crates, but the chances a box of nails were in there were pretty damn high. To play things safe, I deconstructed some furniture and built a sheet rope ladder down. All I found within the planks was a lot of paint, 2 planks, and an inverter. Nothing I actually needed. Though looking down the street, I did spot a pretty large building, so there was a good chance there was a garage nearby it like the bowling alley area. I decided to swim down and explore the area. Looking into the mysterious building, it seemed like the first floor was a big store. I snaked around the end to see an even bigger building than I had anticipated. I decided why not go check out the interior for a minute. So I deconstructed the door, took a peek inside, climbed up the stairs, and very quickly realized that the entire building was chock full of the undead. Going through that was a death wish. I quickly backed up, and on my way back, I found exactly what I was looking for: a warehouse packed full of shelves and construction crates. Sadly, there was no entrance in the vicinity. I decided that was enough exploration for the day and decided that building out a pontoon, or at the very least sledgehammering the wall in, would give me good access to the warehouse. I would like a platform so if I get exhausted looting, I could rest up and not drown. I then spent the rest of the day transporting food from my base to the construction project so I could stay longer there than usual. I then swam back to the warehouse with the intent of breaking in this time. I smashed down 2 windows on the left side and went through the break room. When I entered the area, I found that there was a lot of zombie activity, and while it wasn't dangerous per se, being inside of the warehouse was a massive drain on my mask durability. Thankfully, I spotted an outcropping of good land nearby, and it would be a very nice rest point. So I destroyed the garage door with the sledgehammer, and used it as a place to collect items found in the warehouse. Finally, it was time to loot. In looting, I found so many good items, including plaster, random coats of paint, a machete, seeds, a handcart, but no nails. I felt a little bit defeated, but knew that there might be something on the second story. So I dropped off all the items on the concrete island and decided to risk going upstairs. There, we found even more shelving units, all with promise. I looted the whole thing, but I didn't find a single nail. At this point, I was at a loss. Was I unlucky? Was there a problem with loot distribution on the map? Am I going insane? Yes, I was. It was terrible torture. So, I decided to make best with what I had, and decided if I have a welder torch, a mask, and a gigaton of propane, I should be able to make and weld my own nails. So in order to help myself out in this regard, I decided to install a mod that allowed me to make nails from metal scrap. Although there was another barrier I did have to go by. I needed 2 levels in metalworking, so that's exactly where I set my eyes on soon after. I swam home and slept for the rest of the day, waking up to begin my metalworking grind. I started by reading the entire skill magazine, then it was time to disassemble everything in sight. I mainly worked on stoves and fridges to get the bulk of it done, and soon after I leveled up twice. It took only 1 day to reach, with electrical taking literal months with my circumstance. I hate electrical so damn much. That really didn't matter though, because now I had the skills. It was time to get the scrap. There was a lone fencing kit back at the warehouse, so seeing that as an opportunity, I swam back over towards the warehouse, grabbing it and using it to make all of my nails. I got a few hundred in the process. Now that we had the nails, it was finally time to continue the home build. I read a carpentry book for the rest of the day, also heading back to base to drop off my books and water collector. And who would have guessed, it was back to deconstruction so I could get more planks. I completely removed the flooring and furniture from a couple of apartments nearby, taking several days to finish. In the meantime, I was grabbing cool furniture tiles to use in my base. Once I had enough of a pile, it was time to upgrade the walls to level 3, as I had leveled up over the course of the apartment disassembly. I then finished the second story wall frames. Seeing that we were finally there, I decided to head back to the warehouse to collect some bags of plaster. With these, we could paint the inside of my home in the future, making it a little more homely. I mixed the plaster with the water from the bucket at my old garden and got to work. It was a small step forward, but it was massive for me. We still needed more planks, and rather than traveling back and forth between apartment buildings like I had done before, I realized that we had the largest potential supply of planks right below us. I was on top of a massive building, and now that we had the sledgehammer, we could safely enter. I had no idea what to expect, so I prepared accordingly, only breaching the second story so I could run away at a moment's notice on our pathway. I built out the walkway, smashed down the wall with the sledgehammer, and the results were actually really disappointing. I was hoping for a massive sprawling shopping center or a massive storage area, but all we had was floor. A lot of floor. With the size and location, this would actually be everything I needed to build out the base at the very least. Now it was time to disassemble even more flooring. After around 2 full days of disassembly, I was able to collect 114 planks. It was a pretty damn good start for the build. The wall frames were no problem, but in order to upgrade them to level 3, I would need to build out a scaffolding on the southern end. I did that and fully upgraded the second story, separating the floor in 2, one for my armory and storage, and the second for my bedroom. Once that was done, I set my eyes on the third story. Sadly, we ran out of planks before I could finish, so I made use of the rest of the day and plastered the rest of the interior, then painting the bedroom walls red. With a mod I had, it gave a very nice pattern which I was a big fan of. I then painted the storage room black, and the living area 2 different shades of blue. For the bathroom though, we would need more paint. Not only that, I wanted to grab that hand trolley I saw before in the warehouse, because once we're done with the shell of the house, transporting furniture was going to be a real pain in the butt. I swam out towards the warehouse, grabbed the supplies, and quickly made my way back. Once the bathroom was painted, it was back on the plank grind. I climbed downstairs on the rope and began to rip more flooring out. I then finished the roof and began flooring the actual first story so I could drop down custom tiles. The search for more lumber never ended, but the house was looking really promising so far. Finally, the flooring was finished. It was now time to look upwards, furnishing the whole place. This will be where most of my time was spent, as a piece of furniture can weigh anything from 5 kilos to 40 kilos, which means it takes up quite a bit of space. The hand cart could thankfully speed things up. I just needed to smash down any barrier that required me to climb over, and I could bring a few more pieces with me. I explored every building I had ever visited throughout this whole series, and found nice objects. The basics, like tables and crates, all the way to appliances such as microwaves, posters, and beds. On top of that, I did pick up some nice flooring, such as carpet and tile for each respective room. It was extremely monotonous and it tested my sanity, but at the very least it was rewarding, as with time, the home finally started to come together, and soon I was laying down the finishing touches, leading you to the present. This took 7 hours. It was rough, but you'll see for yourself how it was worth it. Alrighty, everyone. It has been like 7 actual hours. It took me so long to build out the house, but finally, after so much work, a lot of dedication, and some elbow grease, we have built out the house. Also, if you're wondering, we're not doing the electrical grind. As cool as solar power is, we're at level 2. If we were to go to level 4, it would actually drive me bonkers bam crazy. I feel pretty damn accomplished for what I've done with this series. Right. We have a self-sustainable lifestyle, we could even go fishing, we have some outdoor areas set up, we can even forage through the undergrowth. I have probably one of the cooler bases I have made, based only off of stuff that I could salvage from furniture and flooring, which, by the way, took a lot of time. And we have a small arsenal to continue expanding our efforts. This has been a big project, in my opinion. We moved quite a few ways away, and Sammy has survived 2 months, 8 days, 3 hours. Just about 68 whole days. I'm gonna cut it to 70. You guys can complain if you want to, it's my series. Anyways, let me give you a small tour of our humble little abode. As soon as you enter, you have the living area and the dining area. I'm pretty happy with how the kitchen ended up. We don't have any stove because, you know, no power. We got a nice little coffee maker, a few small containers. In the entrance area, we have our small dining table with a toaster, a closet to drop off clothing. Right now, all it has is a drawer inside of it. We have a box here, and a lot of nice decorations with a nice little couch you can sit on. Over here, we have our state-of-the-art bathroom featuring a state-of-the-art toilet. bathtub, and sink. I tried to go for as clean as a look as possible so it doesn't look as moldy, and I think I succeeded pretty damn nicely. If we go upstairs, we have our workshop slash armory area featuring a lot of storage capacity, a small little bench to get stuff done, and all of our stuff right on in here. Over here, we have our weapons, ammo, and equipment. Down through here is Swimming Sammy's personal bedroom. We got a small little reading quarters right next to a very nice looking painting filled to the brim with books. We got our small little bed, a nice little pool table, a wardrobe, and over here we got a PC setup with a nice little desk rack, not to mention all of the nice decorations. If we step out here, this is where my solar panel would be. Right up here. Sadly, we don't have the skills for it, but yeah, it would go there. It just isn't. And that right there is my humble little abode. I think it looks pretty damn nice. I just fell and I hurt myself. Did I break a leg? No, I didn't. I really have to install some guardrails in the future. Anyways, that is it, everyone. Oh, actually, no, never mind. We have a small little outdoor area filled with water collectors, our small but humble farm, a grill, campfire, composter, and farming bin right down there. If I want to go fishing, it's right there. I think I'm done with this series. It's went on far longer than I would have actually assumed. I would have expected to die within the first month, but here Sammy is, a testament to survival, and I have to say, we are thriving. We got food, we got water, everything is looking up for us. Anyways, let me give you a little once-over of her skills before we go off. We've also killed 182 zombies. We do weigh around 77 kilos, so I did lose a little bit of weight. That's fine by me, though. Our skills goes as follows. We almost have level 6 in strength, sprinting level 3, light-footed level 1, nimble level 3, sneaking 1, long blunt 1, carpentry at 8. It took a lot of skill to build out this home, farming at 1, electrical 2. I hate electrical. I wish electrical would go die in a corner. Metalworking level 2, aiming 1, reloading 2, foraging 2. Overall, I am pretty damn happy with Sammy's journey and progression. Maybe we will revisit her character in the future. For now, I think she gets to live a life of luxury and, yeah, just live out her life on these rooftops. Oh, dude, I'm so happy about the damn house. And to celebrate, we shall fire off one musket volley. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That's gonna be the end of the series, though, everyone. If you guys have liked the series, make sure you make it known by liking, favoriting, sharing, and subscribing for more. I'm not going to be playing Zomboid for a little bit until something in the future. Build 42. I will cover the game when Build 42 drops. For now, I hope you guys enjoy Astronauts and maybe Elin. I will see you guys later. I've been going on for so long. I'm so damn hungry, so damn tired, and so damn satisfied with the build. Holy. I will see you later. Peace out, everyone.